Hello friends, my name is Ramasood. Today we shall discuss about a topic that what is risk in project management. Friend, this is a very important topic, especially if you are a student and you are planning to give exam of PMP. This is a very important topic, and you will definitely see in this topic in the exam. At least 5 to 10 questions will directly be there in the exam, which your concept related to risk will be checked in the PMP exam. So let's just start, friend. First of all, I will request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well so that my new videos can reach to you. So let's just start. First of all, we have to understand that what is risk in project management. What is the concept of a risk? Whenever we talk about a risk in project management, basically we are referring to a uncertain condition in a project for which we are not sure whether it will happen or not happen. Okay, that means there is some probability of likelihoodness that there are some chances. For example, there are 50% chances that this risk will occur and 50% chances that this risk will not occur. So basically, whenever we talk about risk, we are referring to a condition in a project which we are not sure whether it will happen or not happen. It may happen positively, it may happen negatively. If it happen positively, it will have a positive impact. It will have it If it will happen negatively, it will have a negative impact on the project, or it will impact your project. So risk, what is risk? Risk is a uncertain condition for which you are not sure whether it will happen or not happen. Now risk management. Risk management is the practice of identifying, evaluating, and preventing or mitigating risk to a project that have the potential to impact the desired outcome. Project managers are typically responsible for overseeing the risk management process throughout the duration of the given project. Whenever you are a project, if you are a project manager and managing the project, so as a project manager throughout the project, like for example from initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and controlling, and closing. Till that closing, from initiation till closing, as a project manager, you are responsible for identifying the risk and managing the risk. As a project manager, you have should have a very close eye that what risks are coming in the project and how to deal with those projects, how to deal with those risks actually. Remember that not only identification of risk, managing of the risk is also very important. Then typically there are two types of project risk, three types of risk mainly. One risk is related to cost, the risk of event that impact the budget, especially those that cause the project to be completed over budget. So this is the first type of risk, that if that type of risk occur, it may impact your cost. Another type is schedule. Schedule means it will impact your time duration, completion of a project. And the third one is the performance. Performance means the risk of event that cause the project to produce results that are inconsistent with the project specifications. Okay, so in that way there are basically three types of risk that can occur. One is related to cost, that you may overrun your cost, like over budgeted. Schedule, like you are behind the schedule. For example, you have to complete the project in 5 months, and due to some risk, like for example required resources are not available, required skills for technology is not available, so you are thinking that you may complete the project on like behind the schedule. Then the performance, that your performance, like the project inconsistent with the project specification. So these are the three main types of risk that may occur in a project. Then risk management process. The risk management process, as per the PMI, PMBOK Project Management Body of Knowledge, first of all, you have to identify the risk that could potentially impact your project. Okay, now we are talking about risk management process, that what is the process. So whenever you are initiating a project, you have to identify, as you should have a clear understanding about the scope of a project. Then you have to identify what type of risks occur. For example, you are initiating a project and you have noticed that the resources are not very much skilled. So this is a very big risk that you don't have the required skills of technology. So this is a risk. So whenever you are initiating a project, first of all you have to identify the risk that may occur as per the scope of work. Remember that identification of risk should be managed, should be identification should be done through the as per the scope of work. Then assign ownership. Whatever the risk you have identified, you should have to assign those risks to someone, like some person should be responsible to handle those risks. For example, you can say, let's suppose that required skills are required, skills training is required, skills are not available and you need a training, for example. So you can assign that risk to the admin department so that they can arrange the training for the resources. Analyze means each risk to fully understand the driving factors involved and potential impacts. Be sure to consider the breadth and depth of each threat at this stage in order to evaluate the severity of each risk in the context of the overall project. So that means you have to identify the severity. Like for example, few projects there is a less probability of a risk, but the severity level is very high. Few projects, few risks, the probability is likelihood is very high, but the severity level is very low. So you should have to analyze the severity level as well, that what is the severity level of that risk, that if it will happen, what is the severity impact on the project. Then prioritize it with respect to with respect to likelihood or probability and the impact or severity level. You should have to prioritize that the risk accordingly. Then respond means that, for example, one risk is having very low probability, but the severity level is very high, very high. So you should have to respond to it. Respond to it means that you should have a response strategy, that what you will do in that case. You should have a response strategy for each and every risk with whatever you have identified, with respect to the severity level, with respect to the probability, with respect to the priority. Then monitor it. Whatever the strategy you have decided, you should have to monitor it as well, that what's going on, how things are moving at each stage of a project. Like after every week or 2 week, you should have to analyze it, you should have to monitor it, that how things are moving as per your strategy, whatever you have decided to manage those risks. In the last, I should have to mention that risk can be positive as well. Positive means that it is not necessary that every risk is negative. Risk can be positive as well. Positive means that it will, for example, if risk occur negatively, it will become a issue. If a risk happened positively, it will become an opportunity for you. For example, if you let's suppose that you complete the project ahead of time, for example 1 month before you have completed the project, so that means you will have more opportunities, you will have more customers, so you have to handle that situation as well. So remember that risk can be positive, risk can be negative. Negative risk become an issue and positive risk become an opportunity. So thank you friend, thanks for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and thanks for watching the video. Thank you.